Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Here is your tarot reading for the week ahead. As ever, take what's helpful, leave what isn't. Always get the messages to fit into your life rather than trying to get your life to fit around the messages. See what resonates, leave what doesn't. All of that good stuff. We start with the Knight of Wands. A glorious, glorious energy. Very, very curious. I have read Virgo's reading. Your earthly neighbor, and almost a very similar, well, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn seem to be having a fairly similar week, unsurprising as you're all under the umbrella of earth signs. With Virgo's reading, we started with one upright card and the rest were reversed. The same is true here. That is probably indicating, in some ways, quite a contradictory week, energies that are slightly in conflict and slightly tense. I say this just as a reminder, if you're feeling a little bit betwixt this and that, you're not quite sure what direction you should be taking things, don't worry. I think collectively, this is what's been being felt, particularly for the earth signs. The fact that we have the Knight of Wands, this very fiery energy, brings to mind the fact that we've got the full moon in Leo at around this time. And that is bringing with it a very, very creative and robust and dynamic energy and force, which you're likely to feel quite pronouncedly. There may be feelings of motivation, excitement, and also, perhaps more pertinently, this feeling of wanting to break out of some restraints of everyday life. That may indicate routine, that may indicate place, environment, surroundings. There may be these feelings of, I suddenly feel a little bit suffocated, that the walls are coming in a little bit too much. There may indeed be a sense of cabin fever. There's this time for bedding down and hibernating in winter, which is very necessary. And perhaps we're starting to, the days are getting a bit longer, the sun's a little bit brighter, and we're starting to think, oh, I just want to get out now. I wanna explore more. Indeed, the Knight of Wands is the card of travel. So that's lovely, lovely, lovely to see, and particularly the sense of wanting to broaden one's horizons and just go exploring and spread one's wings. Now, unfortunately, that energy, and this is why I spoke a little bit about the tension and the upright and reverse cards, may very well be slightly thwarted. We have here the Eight of Wands reversed, the Page of Wands reversed, and the Justice reversed. The Page of Wands, the Lord of Swiftness, often talks about things that are happening very quickly, they're often javelins that are coming into land, very exciting, very dynamic. Sometimes that can be a sense of overwhelm, or it can be the reverse meaning, and sometimes there's a slight stalemate, that things are a bit more stagnant. So for you this week, Capricorn, I would say you're falling into one of two camps. Either there is this desire and this want for expansion, exploration, motivation, excitement, but for whatever reason, circumstance doesn't seem to be allowing that to happen. We almost see, if you kind of tilt the Eight of Wands that way, it starts to look like bars or cages. So this increased sense of being penned in. Or it may indicate this sense of motivation, excitement, and right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and welcoming it all in, but then suddenly you realize, oh, I probably called in more than I can handle. I've bitten off more than I can chew. I wanted it all to happen. It is all happening. And there may be a sense of overwhelm that comes with it. There is a solution to all of this, which I'll touch upon in a moment. The fact that we have the Justice card in reverse here, this again could express itself in a couple of ways. One, you may just be feeling a sense of unfairness. I would slightly guard against a propensity to sulk and feel sorry for oneself or shortchanged, or yes, that you have somehow been wronged this week. There is also another image that is coming to mind of the scales being held upside down, so therefore all the money falls out. Um, there was a theme for Taurus and Virgo in terms of the need for patience, particularly in terms of projects coming to fruition. It's a similar message here for you, Capricorn, but I would say that this is more related to finances. Whether you feel that you've perhaps made some bad investments, whether you feel that you're having to spend more than you're getting, whether you're not quite as financially at an equilibrium as you had anticipated at this point of the year. None of this feels that the implications are going to be long lasting. And I do get the sense this is more of a feeling rather than a reality. We have the Page of Wands in reverse too. So some of this enthusiasm and this excitement will either be somewhat short-lived, so it might be flash in the pan moments. Therefore, I would be mindful if there are points within this week where you think, this is it. Oh, this is the next big thing. This is what I've been looking for. This is what I'm so excited about. It's going to work. And then I'm going to do this and then do that. And then I'm going to put this in place. And before we know it, we've slightly got carried away with ourselves. So it's just a little bit of a reminder of, is it a flash in the pan moment? I don't want to dispel or discourage this sense of excitement and enthusiasm. That's great. But just be measured in the energy, effort, and time that you're putting into it. Slightly look for the promise and results before getting carried away. Now, this may be as subtle as somebody invites you to something, you get really excited and then it get cancelled last minute. Or it could be you looking at a big project, getting really excited about this big project, but the realities of it perhaps don't match the excitement and motivation. This isn't me pouring water over that fire of motivation by any means. I just encourage you to be... The fact that you've got 3 wand cards out of 5 is... And wands is fire, and it's all about creativity, excitement, motivation. And the fact that we have this full moon in Leo seems to be really magnifying that energy. And what it could do is just make things feel a bit disproportionate. So that there's all the motivation, but there isn't the reality. There isn't the groundedness. There isn't the practicalities to make it move ahead, which is somewhat surprising given your Capricorn. And that tends to be what you're really good at, is keeping things low to the ground and very practical and very realistic. So you may just have slight moments of madness this week, and you think, right, this is the next big thing. I'm going to put all my house into cryptocurrency, and I'm thinking, oh, are you sure you want to do that just yet? So if you are finding yourself excited about things, then that's great. That feels lovely. There's no reason you shouldn't. Just check in with yourself. Maybe it's about asking other people's opinions that are disinterested. Not uninterested, disinterested in the result of that. And they could perhaps say, well, yeah, it looks good, but have you considered this? This leads me very, very well to your last card, and it's your only other upright card, which is lovely to see because you have the High Priestess here. The High Priestess being the queen of the subconscious, the intuition, the unknown. Therefore, just really, really listen to your intuition, listen to your heart. It's not necessarily a time just to listen to your motivations. Listen to your heart. What is the more... Because this feels very yang in energy. Wands tend to be quite yang. They're very active active, they're very fiery, they're very doing. And the high priestess is very yin, hence the moon. It's much more about this receptivity, this cooling aspect, this more reflective energy. There's just a requirement to balance those two aspects out. Maybe why the Justice card is also appearing in reverse, because we have the male and female, the yin and yang, as expressed in the two towers of the High Priestess. The fact they're grey in the Justice shows that they're ordinarily balanced. They've come into equilibrium. The fact it's a reverse may just indicate that we're losing sight of balancing these two parts of ourselves. So be sure that you are taking time. Okay, there's motivation, there's drive, but there's also reflection and wisdom to see, is that the best recourse, the best way to be going? But all feels good and positive, and you almost certainly come out of the week feeling happier, more alive, more alert than perhaps going in. So all good in the hood, as they say. If you want a little bit more clarity around some of this, then it's really worthwhile checking out your moon sign and your rising sign, particularly your moon sign, actually, given that we've got the High Priestess here. And that moon sign might represent a little bit more how to connect with that intuitive part. If you're not sure how to do that, if you've no idea what I'm talking about, just check the pinned comment below and you'll find a link on how to discover that for free. And little favor from me to you, if you could hit subscribe, hit the notifications, like and comment, all four would be chef's kiss. It just really encourages me to turn up each week, record these videos and share these messages. So that's just a little way of kind of offering your thanks and recognition. But until next time, have a gorgeous, gorgeous week, and I shall see you next time, Capricorn. Take care. Bye.